Hey guys, welcome to my new series, Battlefield 3 Playbook. In this series, what I want to do is I want to talk about and I want to break down stage by stage rush maps, particularly starting off with the Aftermath maps since they're the newest ones for all of us. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to do each video is going to talk about each stage, covering how I like to attack, and then when I'm done with that, I'm going to flip it around and talk about how I like to defend them through, using some graphical overlays, some in-game footage, things like that. I want to talk to you about how I approach each individual MComm on each individual stage and what I think are the proven strategies to taking them down or, in the other hand, defending them. So with this one, we're going to lead off with Markaz Monolith. As you all know, in blue, I have highlighted the infantry spawn. Up beyond that, you see the containers and stuff. That's where the armor and the helicopters come from. But generally, in that area is where you're going to spawn on foot. A little bit to the right behind that building, you can't quite see as well. And what you're basically going to be doing is you're going to be running downhill into the city. We all know it can be quite a bit of a choke point. It's relatively tough. It's imperative that you get a quick start, as I'm going to talk about as we do the walkthrough. Basically, I'm going to highlight now in red. This is the MComm building. This is the A MComm. B MComm is just off your screen to the lower right hand on the other side of that street. I didn't quite get it in frame. It's kind of hard to get some of these overhead good pictures when they don't give us any kind of battle recorder. The red building, obviously that's a construction site. The MComm is on the base floor towards the back end from where you're looking at it right now. Basically, I'm going to get into, I have two attack approaches I take on this map on the first stage. I have a right flank, which the way you're looking right now is actually on the left side, and I have a right attack route, which the way you're looking, or actually a left attack route, which the way you're looking at it now would be on your right side. I'm going to get into that in more detail. I just wanted to call attention to the buildings I'm going to highlight in yellow. These are the caution buildings. These are the hostile buildings, the ones you really have to look out for. These are kind of the no man's land. Depending on which side holds these buildings is going to be which side has the advantage. If the defenders are able to get guys up into these buildings, they're going to be able to seriously hold you guys off. Just about your only hope is going to be jumping guys out of a helicopter to get behind the lines, because as you can see between the highway on the left and that big 6-7 story building on the right, it is very narrow, it is very open, and if defenders can get up in these buildings and hold advantageous positions, they're going to chew you up. Vice versa, if the attackers are able to control these buildings, they're going to be able to mount a lot more varied attack into the MComm, both MComm areas, and they're going to keep the defense pushed way back off the MComms. These, to me, are the key real estate on this map, on this stage, I should say. And if you can control this, if you can't get that, the Blitzkrieg style, run in, get an MComm armed quickly, do the cautious thing, do the smart thing, opt out against running in head first into a well-established defense, hold up, try to control these buildings, and let's see what the defense does, and let's launch a much more coordinated and intelligent attack. Okay, so here we're going to take a look at what I call the right side flank attack. Like I said, looking from behind before, you guys were a little mixed up. So this would be on your right side. This is my immediate rush. Now, which attack route I take pretty much depends on which side spawn I get in. If I get a left side spawn, I don't go to the right side. I go to the left side. So that's kind of what dictates it. On the right side here, it is imperative you get down there in a hurry. What you're going to find is armor tends to clash right in front of the construction site that I've now highlighted in red. What happens is you see the armor meet there, snipers start to get established, people get up in that construction building. These lanes can become very, very hostile very, very quickly. So if you, for some reason, maybe you need to change your kit, add something in there, and you're kind of lagging behind a little bit, don't try this attack. I wouldn't advise it. I would go with my left route, which I'll get into in a minute. Otherwise, as you're running up the right side, I run along the highway as quickly as I can. I get out of spawn, I run up. I'm going to walk you through it in a second. The building I'm going to highlight in yellow, that's my caution building. That's the building I talk about. If you start taking fire, jump in this building, use this as cover, abort the quick attack, take your time, control this building and the one next to it, and let's do a more methodical attack. If you're able to advance fully without taking any coordinated defense, the green area I have highlighted right now, that's about where you want to establish yourself. Get set up, get your squad together, and then what you're going to do is launch that final attack onto the AMComm, breaching that wall or going through the doors fine, using smoke as I illustrate, and get that MComm armed, get it destroyed, and then move over and take down the B1. This map in particular is tough to start out on. It is basically a choke point right out of the gate. This building right here and that highway right there funnel you all right down to the middle. Now there's two basic approaches you can do. First, I'm going to cover the right side, and let's get moving on here. I apologize, I should have equipped sprint. When I go right usually has to be very fast. Either one on this map has to be particularly fast. I like to run down the right side here. Now this, I typically like to run with a squad. If I start seeing resistance here, what'll happen a lot of times, you'll see your teammate's tank fly down past you. If you start taking resistance here, get in these buildings, hold up in these buildings. You can get up here, get a nice little overwatch, and now basically you got to tell yourself we're working slowly. Decent little spot here. I mean, these are all, you know, these spots are going to be watched, so be careful. Don't think you're safe. You got to peek, get behind cover, that kind of thing. But typically, if that happens and you find yourself dogged down in these buildings, you got to play slow. You got to get a couple picks and then move up. If you're fortunate enough to get out of the blocks before the enemy team gets organized and gets the defense up, this is where I like to come, right about here. Now, there's two ways I like to do this. Typically, if I'm running with a teammate, one of us will run 320, or it could be RPG, could be C4, whatever that person prefers as far as a class. The reason is I want him to breach this wall. Okay? Now, the next guy, typically actually is what I do, should run smoke. Because now what you can do is I would want to smoke popped inside here, as well as down this way. Pop smoke everywhere. Smoke it all up, because from where we are right now, we're held up behind these tanks, or I don't like going over here. This thing is like shingles. It doesn't block bullets at all. Paper. There's no real good cover here. Looks like good cover, not good cover. And that's basically their spawn over there. They will be coming on you hot and heavy. I like to stay back just a little bit. Now look, from where I'm attacking, from where I open that wall up, I don't have to go very far to get that arm. I can go here, prone, and I'm on it, right? I particularly like to go just inside the wall a little bit and then down and arm it. Okay? This little half wall is not bad, but you have options, and we have a much shorter space to run than they do. So that's why I like it all smoked. Even though I've told you in previous videos, do not smoke the MComm, in this case, I prefer it. Now, the guy that does not have the smoke is the one that should be arming. So he's going to basically run up, he's going to breach the wall. He's going to breach the wall, and he's going to, as soon as that smoke is popped in here by his teammate, he's going to pop in here, get out, get the arm off. Now, as soon as that is done, he's going to be the close security. So basically, right here would be a good spot. I don't typically like to stay on the MComm, too easily cleared by grenades. If he wants to fall back out over here, that's actually probably not a bad idea. He can see most of the MComm. He could even open the rest of the wall if he wanted to. And then get a nice little sight line on an MComm. He can clear it with a grenade or two if he has to. The other guy that had the smoke, what I want him to do is continue to smoke. Get smoke up over here. Get smoke over here. Keep it smoked up. You got to realize that there's going to be guys coming from these alleys over here. This is their spawn. You'll see it's out of bounds for you, so you can't really push up very far over here. But it's not a bit. That would be this guy's main responsibility. All these guys coming down this right corridor. Sometimes you have to rely on your team to cover the rest. It's just no way around it on these maps. Now remember, this is going to be very populated with defenders, so don't leave your left side wide open. If you're going to push up over here, something like this. It's up to you, really. I mean, and it kind of depends on the flow of the match. Okay, so maybe you weren't able to get right into the match and start running downhill towards the right side. Or maybe you just got a left side spawn. I would advise against crossing across here and trying to get to the right side. It's just not going to work. There's too many open lanes, too many snipers, things like that. I would advise you to go to the left side. Now, I'm going to walk you through the left side as well. Here, I just wanted to give you a quick overlook, showing you some of the alleys that I like to use as I have them highlighted in green. The main objective is to hold this courtyard you see here. And the reason for that is because once you can clear out the buildings highlighted in yellow to the right side, and if you can establish a presence in them, you've pretty much secured this courtyard. But just watch out for the defenders coming across the street and coming through the same alleys I'm telling you want to control. Now, once you have this courtyard controlled, basically you're going to use the green alleys with the arrows to launch a left flank attack onto the big building. Pretty much all you have to look out for at that point is guys coming out of spawn, guys in these little corner buildings that are marked in yellow, as well as guys up into that lobby there. But once you're in there, you should be able to really kind of establish control in there, blow up the blue door with the gas tank, and now you can get in on the backside and arm that MComm, and you're going to be really hard to get out of there. So here we go. On the left attack, basically I'm going to try to stick to the left flank as much as possible. Now, again, like I said, most of this is a choke point. You have to get around. It's in your best interest to get through this little area right here as quickly as possible. If they're able to establish in these buildings, you're going to have a world of hurt. Remember, there's going to be snipers all across the construction site. You're probably going to see some up here too. Not that quickly. It takes them a little while to get established, get up there. But if this stage has been on for a couple minutes, you can pretty much rest assured there's going to be guys on the roof. There's going to be guys in the rubble there. So again, if you need, duck in here, but I would almost not do it. I don't want to get bogged down here. I want to just make a quick run right here. Now be careful. One guy with an LMG right about there. He's going to eat you alive. So you got to almost, when you're approaching this corner right here, guys, open your ears. Listen. If you hear fire to your left, you might want to just push by and come in a different door. You can go in here, in here, in here. They're all to the same effect. What you want to do is you want to get into, it's imperative for the attacking team to get into this little courtyard and clear it out. You have to be able to clear this out. You have to control this. Why? Look what this gives you. Now you can get on this roof. You can get on this roof and attack towards the A MComm, or you've got all these little flank routes right around in here to attack to the B flag. This is the way I like to go when I'm attacking the B flag. Now you can check this first. You got good cover. Peek up into the lobby there. Anybody there? You might be able to get a pick or two. Then I like to kind of work through the buildings. Again, I go slow here. I don't push it too fast. Stealth, suppressor on your gun would not be a bad idea. Again, I like to go to the extreme flanks. I like to know that I don't have to watch too much to my left. You do, because there's a tank spawn over here. Obviously, you're gonna the monolith, that kind of thing. You do have to keep watch. But then, as soon as you see an opening, I like to get across. Now, either depending on where they're defending, I either go for the quick rush and get this open. This is my preferred route. Now, be careful here. You just blown it open. They know you're here if they're close. You gotta watch this route right here. But if you can, get up in here, duck in here, and work your way through here. Now, let's assume you've managed to do the left flank all the way around. You've securely and pretty stealthily gotten to this point. If you haven't gotten here stealthily, you're going to know it. You're going to take a ton of fire from this way, from behind, as well as here. You're probably going to see RPGs, grenades, whatever, fly in here. If you don't and you manage to get here, now, there's two things I would want you to keep in mind. First, if your team, if any members of your squad, obviously this is assuming you have a coordinated, calmed up squad, are dead, I would pause here for a minute, tell them to spawn on you. You want as many people in this area, in this proximity to the MComm, which is right through this wall, as possible before you make a risky move. If that's done, if your squad's up, they're fighting somewhere else, whatever, that's fine. Then you carry on. Basically, what I do then is I come out here and I would pop smoke right here. And I would try to get another quick... Jeez. So get out of here. Don't do that. I would pop another smoke there. And then I would get the arm off. I'm not going to arm it right now just because I don't want all the racket. Now, what I tend to do immediately upon getting the arm off, you should be pretty successful. You can get the arm off quickly. Your real threat is by guys up on here. So depending whether you have A armed or not, it works better if A is still alive because they have to watch that. You're going to catch them by surprise. What I'll do is I get the arm, I push right up here, and I go prone. I hug this wall here. Basically, what I'm doing now, I'm cutting off this entire alley. You know, the reason being, as guys know where you are, maybe you've got a couple kills, they're going to come running to that MComm. People do it all the time. They're going to run in a straight line, the fastest route to that MComm. Now, you're one guy. You cannot cover all this. You cannot cover guys from this way. You can't cover guys from over there. You can't cover guys through the room, you know, the back little alley back here. You can't do it. So don't try to do it. Try to lock down. Try to do what you can. Try to, you know, cut off as much as you can. You're one guy cutting off one whole big attack alley. If you do that, you have to rely on the rest of your team, be it 20 guys, you know, 32 guys, whatever you're playing. Even if you're playing 12-man, you know, 12v12, that you're one guy covering basically this whole alley, and you can peek over here as well. One guy can cover this. I would surely hope 11 guys can cover all this. So that wraps it up for this stage, guys. I'm Markaz Monolith. Hope you enjoyed my playbook series. Please let me know in the comments. Give me a like if you enjoyed it, so I know to make a lot more for you. I have no problem going through each stage on each map. Any maps particularly you want, please let me know in the comments, and let me know your thoughts. Like always, guys, appreciate you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.